Welcome back, my darlings, to Meghan and Harry Tales, the home of truth, clarity, and a little bit of well-deserved fire when it comes to the Windsors and their never-ending obsession with the Sussexes. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most revealing royal confessions of the decade, that the Windsors and their courtiers referred to Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, simply as the American. Now, to the untrained ear, that might sound harmless, but for those of us who understand the coded language of the British establishment, we know that phrase drips with disdain, xenophobia, and resentment. So let's unpack it all. Let's start here. The American. That's how members of the royal family and their courtiers reportedly referred to Meghan. Not the Duchess, not Meghan, not even Harry's wife. No, just the American. It's astonishing, isn't it? In 2018, they claimed they welcomed her with open arms. They said they embraced her energy, her charm, her modernity. They said they wanted her to bring a fresh breath of air to that aging institution. But behind palace walls, the truth was much colder. They never accepted her. They never respected her. And they never intended to. And now that their own scandals are boiling over, with Prince Andrew's mess still stinking up the entire royal lodge, suddenly the press finds its courage again to attack Meghan and Harry. Convenient, isn't it? When the House of York rots, the tabloids turn their headlines toward California. Meghan's arrival stirred old fears in the royal family, fears rooted in the story of Wallis Simpson. In 1936, King Edward VIII abdicated to marry Wallis, a twice-divorced American, sparking a crisis. Wallis became the original dangerous American, blamed for destabilizing the crown. Meghan, also American and divorced, triggered these anxieties anew. The nickname the American wasn't just about nationality, it was a warning from history. The palace saw Meghan through the lens of Wallis, fearing another crisis. But Meghan came to serve, not to pull Harry away from duty. Still, the institution couldn't see her as an individual, only as a potential threat. Every independent act was viewed as a step toward disaster. Linking her to Wallis isolated Meghan, casting suspicion and justifying exclusion. The ghost of Wallis Simpson became a tool to rationalize coldness and scrutiny. Meghan was cast in a role she never chose, forced to fight a battle decades in the making. History, in the palace's eyes, was repeating itself. The media's treatment of Meghan revealed a clear pattern. She became the royal family's scapegoat. Whenever another royal faced scandal, negative stories about Meghan flooded the headlines. The press, often fed by palace sources, used her as a distraction from more serious issues. Trivial complaints about Meghan overshadowed real controversies, protecting others at her expense. This relentless coverage turned public opinion against her, painting her as the problem. The institution blamed the individual, avoiding self-reflection. Meghan recognized this cruel game. Her reputation was sacrificed to shield the monarchy. She was more than a family member, she was a tool for crisis management. The American was just the start. A wider campaign of humiliation followed. Palace insiders coined nicknames like Duchess Difficult to punish her work ethic. Waking early and sending emails became demanding, not dedicated. Another cruel label, Degree Wife, implied her marriage was temporary. These nicknames weren't just gossip. They were deliberate attempts to undermine her. Many stories were traced back to palace sources, shaping a negative image. The palace wasn't a passive victim of the press. It actively participated in the campaign. These labels chipped away at her confidence and sense of belonging. Branding her as difficult and temporary reinforced her outsider status. Meghan's refusal to be broken by these games showed her strength. She faced a system that used language as a weapon and refused to let it define her. Beyond words, the palace used symbolic acts to reinforce Meghan's outsider status. The media, with palace backing, fueled constant comparisons to Kate, the Princess of Wales. Kate was the perfect English rose, Meghan the difficult American. This narrative pitted them against each other, reinforcing a hierarchy of acceptance. Meghan's every move was scrutinized and criticized, while Kate was praised. Even small acts, like denying Meghan use of a royal car, sent clear signals of exclusion. In the world of royalty, such details matter. They're public and private reminders of status. These snubs were carefully chosen messages, making Meghan feel unwelcome. The institution's tradition of symbolism became a tool for silent rejection. Meghan was tolerated, not celebrated, a second-tier royal by design. Faced with relentless humiliation, Meghan could have retreated, but she chose authenticity. She refused to be silenced, continuing to champion causes she believed in. Her work ethic, mocked as Duchess difficult, became her strength. Meghan launched projects like the Grenfell Community Cookbook and guest-edited British Vogue. She wanted to make a real difference, not just play a role. When the pressure became unbearable, she and Harry made a bold choice. They stepped away. This wasn't quitting, it was self-preservation and integrity. By leaving, they reclaimed their narrative and prioritized their well-being. Their decision sent shockwaves through the monarchy, but it was a statement of strength. Meghan would not be broken or defined by outdated traditions. She showed that true power lies in living by one's values, not in titles. Her journey became a lesson in resilience and courage. She walked away, not in defeat, but in victory for her own soul. In the end, the American became a badge of honor. Meghan embraced the qualities the monarchy rejected: independence, resilience, and self-determination. She turned the label into her legacy, showing the world the power of authenticity. In California, she and Harry thrive, using their platform for causes they believe in. Meghan's story inspires millions. It's about hope, resilience, and living true to oneself. She became a symbol for outsiders everywhere, proving you can belong on your own terms. The nickname meant to exclude her now stands for courage and change. Meghan Markle turned exclusion into triumph, an unbreakable spirit forever remembered.